Hey guys, okay, today I want to do basically my everyday makeup and what I've really been into doing these last couple of months or so. Kind of change things up just a bit, and it's what I think of is striking a nice balance between the super glam kind of mob wife trend and a little bit of the clean girl. Like it's a happy medium in between. It's my sweet spot, and I kind of want to do a look around that today. So yeah, let's get started. My eyes are already primed. My brows are on. For the brows, I use the Maybelline Build-A-Brow. That's it. I'm absolutely obsessed with that product. It is pretty awesome. And yeah, for the eyes, I always start with the eyes even when I'm doing kind of a softer look. I Need a Nude for Natasha Denona. This is the everyday palette right here, y'all. This is it. It's just kind of so beautiful, so perfect. She's everything to me. So that's going to be on the eyes, and we're going to do a little bit of brown eyeliner to get things started. This is Maybelline Tattoo Studio, so I'm just kind of using up. It's a fine brown eyeliner, comparable to any other long-wearing brown eyeliner that you could get from any brand. So I'm going to give that a little sharpen, and we're going to just take that along the upper lash line. And I always blend up and out to give a little bit of a lift to my little sad shrimp eyes and get into the tight line. Alright, this is a pencil I like to do one eye at a time because it is long wear and it will set down. So go ahead and get that on there and then just give it a little smudgeroo. Soften it out with a little brush. This is just a flat brush. And that just kind of starts to shape out what I want to do, mapping things out. I always like to do at least a little, kind of a baby wing, I guess you could say. I like to create kind of a nice, soft, elongated shape and build from there. And I like to keep this part smudgy, and then I go in and kind of tie things up and whatever. This is just not like my base. Okay, and I like most of the darkness to be on the outer corners for my particular eye shape, for just day-to-day if I'm not doing like a halo eye or something special. I do like doing kind of like a halo cat eye situation a little bit. Where I'll put a little bit of something to catch light right in the center of the lid. That is something I do pretty frequently. Alright, now I'm going to grab a firm blender from Sigma, and I'm going to go into the shade called Wit from the I Need a Nude palette. And pretty much I just kind of bounce into like any of the shades. I don't have particular ones that I go for over and over. I just, whichever one strikes my fancy for that day. So we're going to start with Wit. I do really like using Wit through the transition area, like right here. So it just lets everything flow really nicely. And go ahead and just work that through the crease and up right into the socket line and let it diffuse. Just letting it taper off to nothing on the inner part. Alright, and then I'm going to take a bit of Vague, and to start I'm going to take it on a precision firm blender. Just a little bit smaller, more concentrated brush. Vague is basically a deeper version of Wit. Just a rosy peach. And really focus that into the socket. Especially right out here, and let it kind of come up. All right, and then go back to the previous brush and just make sure it's looking nice and soft at the same time, and diffusing it up and out, mainly keeping it more so right out here, coming up basically from that liner. Again, soften the edges. All right, and to add a little bit more shadowiness in, I'm going to take a little bit, I think, let's see. I'm going to take just a little bit of Tinder. This will just bring a bit of depth and shadowiness right here. Back with a smaller brush. And this brush I like because it does lay down a good bit of pigment and really get it on there, and you can kind of concentrate it, blend things very concentratedly without it getting harsh. You can get the product on there without looking harsh and kind of soften it as you go. Then I like to take the full size firm blender in and really soften things out. Let's go back with the original firm blender. I like these, the firm blender and the precision firm blender, because they are densely packed little brushes. You can really blend quite well with them and get the most pigment out of a shade. I'm on a little kick with these particular brushes right now. These two. Right. I'm just really make sure I focus tender the most right here on the outer V. And just letting it softly diffuse as it comes up and joins in with vague and then wet. And really, I could do this pretty quickly if I'm not sitting here talking either. And sometimes I like to go back out a little more wet and really have that nice bit of rosy peachy shade peeping through. I just think it's very pretty. It flows into my skin tone really well. And now I'm going to take just a little bit of Silhouette on the same Precision Firm blender, which is the deepest shade, and really just going to focus it right at the lash line, like that. It's just a diffused application, rather than using a liner brush. And just laying it over that liner, and it just gives a nice softness right there, but a lot of definition at the same time. I'm just gonna just close my eye and blend, blend, blend. I'm just gonna let that kind of just fade out like that. And a bit of a winged shape, like an extension of that eyeliner. Can't really tell when one color stops and another color starts. Very flowy and soft. I'm gonna clean that flat brush off that I used initially. And we go back to the big brush, the big firm blender. I'm gonna grab a little bit of Fair, lightest shade, hit right here. Maybe take a little bit right in here. Soften that all up. All right, and now we'll take that flat brush again that we used for blending the eyeliner, clean it off, and just pick a shimmer. It's always the hardest decision for me. I think today I'm gonna take some of Travertine and come right in here. And then I'm gonna grab a little bit of Whisper, come across the center here, letting that flow into Travertine and diffusing it. We'll take just a little bit of Whisper here, and a little bit more Travertine, and coming up from the inner corner. And then I'm gonna grab a little bit of Sheen and tap a touch of that onto the center of the lid. So a little extra glow. All right, in the innermost part, I'm gonna take a little bit of Mia. There we go. Soft and pretty. And a little hint of Mia just on the brow bone. All right, and I'm gonna jump back to Silhouette. Just touch that up some. Just make sure it's flowing into the lid shades nicely. And I'm gonna grab my eyeliner one more time and just deepen up right here at the lashes. Super tight in there. All right, and I don't really have a ton of fallout or anything. I'm just more gonna tidy up the shape a little bit on the outer corner. And that's the eyeshadow done. Simple and sweet. And of course we'll put a little something on the lower lash line, not a whole lot though. Now, I've done my skincare quite a few hours ago, so I'm going to put a little bit of Vitamin Rich Face Base on. If I've done my skincare, it's been a couple hours, I like to top it up just a bit, just to give a little extra love to the skin. Let's move on to the skin. I'm going to do a little light underpainting with the e.l.f. Beauty wands. I'm going to take a little bit of the contour shade, and I found to get a really soft application with this, going in with a brush is perfect. So I'm taking a little bit of the contour, the lightest of the shades. This is the more taupey of them. I'm just taking it from the tube onto a brush. It also keeps it from getting super messy. And just tap that where I want a little bit more shape. Just enhancing my bone structure, not creating new structure or anything like that. Just bring a little bit around the jaw, a bit right here. And then on the smaller end here, you can get right the nose. And just a nice little baby amount. All right, and then we can take the more bronzy shade, bring a little bit of warmth in. I'm just gonna use the same brush. Just gonna clean it off a little bit on a towel in my lap. I just squeeze it a little bit and just let it kind of go back down. And then just run the brush on and then kind of work it on the back of my hand a bit, or my palm, whatever. And this will bring in just a kiss of warm. And this more on the kind of perimeter where like a little bit more of a bronze look. They kind of balance each other out. And sometimes I go straight in with the sponge, but I found that I really like this method a lot. It's just much softer. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the blush. I'm going to use Rosé You Slay. Same method. Nice little bit of rosiness and some glow from that. We're pretty. I'm going to do just a kiss of highlighter. I forgot to do Halo Glow or Floss Filter again. I get so excited to jump in with these little things that I forget to do the rest. Alright, and again, same method. Just tap a little bit on the high points. And now I'm going to do some concealer. I'm going to use the Smashbox Halo Glow concealer. I've just been kind of bouncing through different concealers. This one, the NYX Bear With Me, I've been reaching for a lot. I'm just going to put a little bit of this one kind of right in here for the brightening. A bit right there. Then I'm going to buff that out with a little brush so that we can look nice and bright and awake, because that's not how I'm feeling today. Your girl is very sleepy. I'm struggling. All right, just brighten everything up under there. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the NYX Bear With Me, because I decided I wanted to use that too. These layer up really nice together because one's very brightening because I have it a bit of a lighter shade, and then throwing in a little bit of Bear With Me, which is closer to my skin tone. It's a good little cocktail. So just because it's my everyday makeup doesn't mean it's simple or minimal. I'm not a minimal gal. I'm just accept that about myself. Like, I use a light amount of product. I just use a lot of products. That's how I roll. And I'm just gonna work that in, and anywhere that needs concealing, I usually like to just bring a little bit around the nostril, right in here, and working in very, very light layers with everything, like hardly any product. And this creates a very long wearing makeup because it's such light layers and it's worked into the skin really well. Concealer is done. I'm gonna grab a powder foundation. This is a little bit of a newer thing for the routine, as well as those Halo wands. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro 16-hour foundation, powder foundation. This is like the best foundation, not just powder foundation, just best foundation I've ever used. And it works for underpainting. I tried it a couple of days ago, big experiment with that, and it works great. So I like to take it with a kind of a buffing brush, foundation brush, and just tap in there very lightly and just start to apply this, pouncing it onto the skin and buffing it out. And it looks so incredibly flawless. If you've not tried Bare Minerals powder foundation, I was shocked by how much I love it, and I don't like powder foundations. Usually just am nope about them. This one, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. I can set my under eyes with it everywhere. and it just looks creamy and perfect. And I just can let it diffuse over the cheeks and work in with the underpainting. It works well with those e.l.f. beauty wands because they dry down and set. They don't stay creamy. Now, if you have a product that stays creamy, I don't think a powder foundation over top is going to work for you, but maybe just a nice skin tint can be great. But I really enjoy those beauty wands because they dry down and they lock in and they ain't going nowhere. And there we go. I've never seen a powder foundation apply like that. I think the IT Cosmetics one, maybe. It performed really well. I used it on my sister a few times and kind of play with hers. And yeah, because she really likes powder foundation. I need to tell her about this one. And then when I get right up under the eyes, I'm just going to take a little fluffy eyeshadow brush and just set under there. And you can layer this up with foundation if you want to, or skin tint. It performs really well for that. You can take a translucent powder over top if you want to, like a glowy finishing powder. It's very versatile. It doesn't seem to interfere with anything that I apply with it. And I've taken creams over top, and it does fine for that. If you want to just go into the cream blush over top, it works because this has a creaminess to it. Even though it's a powder, it doesn't look super duper flat matte. It has a very nice skin-like appearance to it, that creamy finish that I love. And you know, the little sponge that comes with it has this great flat edge. You know, and this is my little technique here. That little flat edge, just swoop, clean that right on up. You can really get in that little crook around the nose, and you can just throw this in the bag and bring it with you if you need touch-ups on the go, which I really don't find that I need a lot of with this, but is super easy to touch up with if you need to. I do have a full wear test and review. I just can't stop raving about it because it's so nice. But anyway, we got the beauty wands peeping through from underneath. Everything just looks blended and seamless and fresh. And you could stop here and be done. You don't have to go with any other product. But I am, because I'm me. Because I'm me. And I also just like to show you multiple options of what all you can do. And you can stop at any point that you want to. So anyways, we're going to go back to we're going to jump back over to the eyes. Get a little bit along that lower lash line. I'm just going to take a little bit of Tinder. Now that's one thing I do if I'm doing like my everyday makeup. I may go a little bit on the outer corner here and go in, get a little smokiness. But I don't like doing a whole lot on the lower lash line because I have very watery eyes. So for the day-to-day, I like to keep it kind of chill and soft over there. So I'm going to take Tinder and just let that bring a little bit of shape under there and definition. But not a ton of color or anything. And just taking that on a little flat brush. And I'm going to take some of Travertine. Travertine is a very delicate color and I really like it. I have found an appreciation for these delicate shades. They're very just airy and lacy and just graceful. Like they're ethereal. And I've found quite the joy in using them. As someone who considers themselves a little on the spooky side, a little bit experimental at times with their makeup. I do like me some glam. I like to play. I love doing the cyberpunk look. I love doing a grungy look. I like looking basically like me. I don't know. My soft gothic glam style, if you will. But this is like my more low-key type of look. That just looks pretty. All right, and I'm going to grab some Whisper. And just come right here. Kind of more towards the center. Bring a little bit of light under there. And I'm going to grab a bit more of Mia. The very inner corner. Really brighten that up and just the eyes look awake and just soft and nice and not overpowering, but there's still got a little bit of impact and something there. This is pretty makeup, okay? It's just pretty. Now, let's do a little more on the face, just because for funsies. I'm I'm going to use a couple of products I'm just kind of panning at the moment. One is the number 7 bronzer. It's just a basic, nice bronzer. And it's just one I'm kind of like working through. So I'm just going to throw a little bit of that on. Any bronzer that suits you, go for it. I just particularly like this one, and it's like in the project pan. I just bring just a light little extra bit of warmth in. And for a little added blushy moment, I'm going to take some of the Bobbi Brown Pink Flame Cream Blush, because I really love this blush and think it's just so pretty, and I want to use it all the time because it's so pretty. It's such a good blush. Look at that color. It is like a berry warm mauve, if that even makes any sense. It is all those things. And it has a little bit of a skin-like finish to it. Kind of balmy, but not super greasy. It's just lovely. What kind of brush do I want to apply this with? I think I'm just going to apply it with this brush. Just tap in, like that. These are very pigmented. A little bit goes a long way. It's fantastic for multiple skin tones because of that. And I'm going to let it kind of just be right out here, kind of join up on that outer corner a bit. And just tapping it on, and it plays so well with the powder foundation. There's no issues. And just gives a very nice natural finish on the cheeks as well. It just feels kind of airbrushed. And really, I don't think we need any highlighter because we have the highlighter coming through from the Beauty Wands. We're set on the cheeks. And again, you don't have to do all that. This is just me being me, which is a little bit extra. Alright, I'm going to curl my lashes and sort my hair out, put some jewelry on, and we'll come back for the lips. Alright, jewelry is on. Hair has been sorted. It is nice, loose, beachy waves today. Curling lashes, that's what I was supposed to be doing, and I forgot. Let's curl the lashes. And now we'll do some of the L'Oreal Panorama Mascara in Black Brown. I'm really into black brown mascara. I think that I've always liked black brown mascara, but it seemed like it was really hard to find for a while, especially like in the newer ones. They would only put out black and black is black. And now they're putting out brown ones again and brown black, and I'm really excited about that. So I should be able to find one that's newer to the market in brown black, like just at the store. Anyways, this is a fantastic mascara, very long wearing, volumizing, lengthening, lifting, curl. It does everything, and it really gets right in there and gets all the lashes. Very, very nice stuff. If you're a fan of the Benefit Fan Fest mascara, love the way it looks on the lash. This is very, very similar effect, except a totally different wand, but it looks the same. They're fluttery, they're long, there's zero clumpiness. A very easy mascara to use as well. It's not a super duper wet formula. Not a ton comes out on the brush. It's kind of just right. And this mascara is not crunchy or anything like that. Like, it's very soft on the lash and you don't really feel it. Okay, and the eyes just look awake now, really, to me. Once the mascara goes on, I think it just pulls everything really together. Okay, and I got a new little lip combo I want to show you that I'm liking. I know I've been reaching for the Revlon Super Lustrous in Whiskey Business a lot and pairing it with Chestnut from MAC. That's been like my go-to. But I also have Toasted New York, which is a beautiful shade. And it looks so, so pretty with MAC Cork or MAC Spice, depending on if you want a softer lip line or not. I really like it with MAC Cork. Let me find Cork. Here we go. Because I like a little bit of a lip line. I like the 90s lip look, okay? I've always liked that since I was a kid because I grew up in the 90s. And I was very influenced by Tu Wong Fu and RuPaul as a child. Just gonna softly line the lips. I'm not going like super hard with the liner. I'm just kind of doing a softer application with it, so it's not like crazy harsh. I just get a little blend here. And then I'm going to take some of Toasted New York from Revlon Super Lustrous. It's a cream finish. I forgot that I could totally use this for blush today because it is a beautiful shade for blush. And it kind of brings a little bit of vibrancy into the look because we're a pretty cool tone on the eyes. But so I'd like to go a little bit warmer on the cheek and lip. I think it's a really pretty contrast without being like contrast, you know? And I just like to kind of work it in a little bit. To top the lip off, I got a new lip gloss from Maybelline. This is one of their lifter glosses in the plump formula. This is infused with chili. And I'm going to warn you now, if you do not like spicy things or plumping lip products, just stay away from this one. Go with the Milani Fruit Fetish instead, because it's very juicy and plumping feeling without any irritation. This is definitely spicy. It feels very much like you rubbed chili powder on your lips, or like you took Tony Chachere's and just used it as a lip scrub. That's what it's gonna feel like. It ain't playing around, but it works and it looks really pretty on the lips. And I think the formula of it, as far as the feel of the formula, viscosity of it and everything, is really nice. It's a little bit thicker than the other lifter glosses. So I feel like some of those are kind of thin and they don't hang around a lot. This one has a little bit more oomph to it, and I feel like it has a little bit more pigment too. But this is the shade Chili, I believe. Yeah, Hot Chili is the shade. My nose ring just like wiggled and it felt weird. It's almost the exact same color as Toasted New York. But you could just wear this with just the lip liner. It looks really nice too. But prepare for the spice. The spice must flow with this lip gloss. I actually have a friend who's allergic to red pepper. She could not use this gloss. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. That would be bad. Then my other friend, she's allergic to a lot of like red pigments and stuff, and they give her hives, and she'll use a lip product and it will swell her lips up. And she usually just passes it off to me. And she's allergic to, yeah, a certain red pigment we've noticed. One type of red dye for sure that's in food, but not all red dyes. Deathly allergic to mushrooms, allergic to shrimp, but not crawfish or other shellfish, just a protein within shrimp. But the mushroom allergy is definitely scary, like EpiPen, hands-on, or EpiPen at all times on her person. We're all trained to know how to use it in case she's incapacitated, type of thing. Many emergency room trips have been made. And one time, her entire yard, one day she woke up and her entire yard was covered in the most magical mushrooms you could ever imagine. It looked like a storybook. Like there should have been little gnomes running around. It was the most cottagecore, beautiful thing I'd ever seen. And she woke up, she was like, I can't breathe good. What's wrong? And she went outside and her yard was covered, and she started having breathing problems, clearly, and all of that. Had to go to urgent care and had to get a friend over there to dig up all the mushrooms and dispose of them. But man, they were like a couple feet tall, just these huge bushels, and I've never seen mushrooms grow like that here. It was insane. Usually we just have like little white brown ones that make a little fairy ring in a yard. That's about it. Like, we don't have those beautiful red ones that you see on TV or in cartoons and storybooks. Like, that's not common here. And I had to actually Google to find the particular mushroom because, like, what is this? I've never come across this in my entire life. And I used to be a very outdoorsy kid. I was one of those kids that you had to drag back in the house. I was outdoor barefoot in the woods constantly. You'd think I would have come across the pretty mushrooms. No, but something about her yard, the entire yard was covered. It was like 3 trash bags full, like huge like 50-gallon trash bags, and they were so heavy. So heavy. was bizarre. I had never seen anything like that. And of course it would happen in her yard for somebody who's deathly allergic to it. And then the same friend who actually came and dug up all the mushrooms, a couple of months before that, he had reheated something in her microwave that had mushrooms in it and nearly killed her too. And she had to have them do like a super special cleaning process to the microwave to get it out of the vents and everything. And poor thing. If somebody orders anything with mushrooms on it at a restaurant, we gotta go. And they always sit by her too. That's like the worst thing. We were at a Mexican restaurant. Somebody ordered, what is it, fajitas, and it had mushrooms. And they're just sizzling and releasing all into the air. And they sat like right by her, and we were sitting there eating, and she didn't really notice that there was mushrooms over there. And she started coughing, couldn't breathe good. She started looking around, mushrooms right there. We were at Texas Roadhouse. Somebody ordered like extra sauteed mushrooms on their hamburger steak that was sitting literally right next to her at the bar. Thankfully, both these times we were done eating and we were just like kind of sitting there, hey, waiting for your check kind of thing. It's like, okay, we're going to clear out now. And luckily we had somebody with us to stay behind and pay the check. Someone else would go out with her and make sure she's okay and see if she needs to go to urgent care or the emergency room, because sometimes it's more of an emergency room situation over urgent care. It's a little more dire and she needs like an IV or something. Anyway, side note there. But I have one friend who is actually allergic to red chili pepper, and I don't know if it causes much reaction on her topically, but internally it causes some really bad issues, and it sets off like her interstitial cystitis. That's such a hard word to say. It messes up her, like causes reaction in her bladder. Isn't that the weirdest thing? Is that she can't eat red pepper. And a lot of like acidic stuff she can't have, like chocolate coffee. It's weird. It's like the same stuff you can't have when you have acid reflux. It's things you would avoid for the bladder issue as well. But it's a histamine reaction within the bladder, I believe. That's what I read. Anyway, I'm rambling. I could talk all day about that kind of weird stuff. Yeah, see, look how plump the lips are though. I mean, they've had a minute to plump up now that I've been sitting there chit-chatting at you, but look at that. Isn't that the prettiest lip? I love that color. Like, it could be good for fall, it could be good for spring, summer, year-round. It's just a nice kind of soft, warm lip that looks good with everything. And yeah, I think it looks nice with the eye because it's a little bit of a contrast and a little bit of something, bringing in some color to the look, because we're very kind of soft and cool toned on the eye, neutrally, and yeah, I think it gives a nice little pop of color. And that means that as spicy as this is, I actually kind of like the way it feels. I like lip plumpers though. I've always liked the way they feel. I've never thought they were unpleasant. It was this cool sensation. And like when people talk about one being super crazy spicy and hot and burny, I'm like, let me try it. Let me try. I want to see how it feels. The worst one I ever used, that was like the worst, was one by Milani that was like the XXL something or other. I think they discontinued those. I had bought one on clearance just to try it, just to see what it was like. It was like a color I didn't like or anything. I just wanted to see how it felt, and it was in the clearance rack. Whoa, that one was spicy, but not this type of spicy. It was more of a minty and spicy. This is just straight spice. There's no mint in here. There's no real flavor to it. It feels like you rubbed like Tony's Satcheries on your lips, or Slap Your Mama, whatever Cajun seasoning you enjoy. It's like it just, I don't know, it kind of looks like he did too, like with the color. This is a Tony Satcheries lip. Yeah, this is crab bowl lipstick. Crawfish bowl on the lips, girl. It's the way your lips burn when you eat crawfish. That's what it is. It is that burn. It feels like you've been eating crawfish that's very spicy. So I wouldn't recommend getting this on your fingers and touching around your eye area. Same rules apply as they do with the crawfish bowl. Wash your hands thoroughly before you touch your eyes or go to the bathroom. or wear gloves. But that's the worst. Like if you got like a little crack in your finger or like a little paper cut that you don't even know is there, you gotta find it at a crawfish bowl. And guess what's really fun is the shells will sometimes like cut you while you're taking apart. I ain't got time for all that. That is too much work for a meal to me, peeling them little big things for a bite. I like shrimp better. But if somebody's gonna peel the crawfish for me, I'll eat it. Like I just kind of hold up my hand when someone else is eating. I'm like, me, give me one. Because some people peel them so fast. It takes about 10 minutes just to get one, and I'm tearing it up, and it's very frustrating. But anyways, I do love the flavor of everything that is cooked in a crawfish bowl. Like the potatoes, the sauce, all the things, the corn. Delicious. Okay, I'm rambling again. What has happened? What got into me? I was like barely could keep my eyes open when I first sat down. Am I just delirious now? Maybe so. Here's our finished look. This is how everything came out today. And this is what I do just for everyday truly. Like if I'm just running errands, and it's either this or absolutely nothing on the face. Like this morning when I went to the gym, girl, I was barefaced. I didn't even wash my face. I just put my hair up in a bun and put on some gym clothes. And sometimes I sit down and I take time to put a little bit of makeup on before I go. It just depends on my mood and if I'm already awake or not, and killing time while I drink my smoothie and stuff. And yeah. But if I'm going to dinner, this is kind of a look I go for. Going to, well, not Walmart. I don't dress up from Walmart, girl. Walmart don't get no glam. They don't deserve the glam. But Target gets a little bit of glam. But it's like going to lunch with my husband or friends, day out, shopping type of makeup. Not Walmart though. Walmart, you're lucky you get a bra sometimes. Sometimes. Can you tell I don't enjoy Walmart? I don't enjoy Walmart. I like the neighborhood market though. I do enjoy that one. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, creating this nice little everyday, well, soft, everyday-ish glam, my everyday glam. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you do on the day-to-day to get out the door? Do you take the time? I like to take the time to do this because it's my zen time. It's my relaxation time. It's where I mentally prepare for whatever I'm doing that day, which sometimes might just be grocery shopping, but sometimes you gotta mentally prepare for that. It's where what I do while I sit down, I drink my coffee, I listen to my morning podcasts or whatever videos I'm catching up on, and just have my quiet time while I get ready. And sometimes I might make it a little extra just because I like to extend that me time a little bit, maybe. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay spooky. My lips are on fire. Bye now.